truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. Hit like, comment, subscribe, you know what to do. Be cool, city lights shining so bright. Fine dining nights feels right. Flights to places far from sight. Get right, ruthless truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could go bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Underneath the neon glow, life is fast but take it slow. Every moment like a show. Let's go. Dancing through the night, we got energy flows we can't hide. Feel alive, we outside. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Moments fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Ruthless fleeting but we shine. In this rhythm we align. Time flies. Truth, yeah, ruthless truth. Get down, it could bad for you. In the city where we move, stay cool. Stay cool.
Hey, nobody bigger than the program.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome, welcome. Let's get into this truth, reality of the truth, right? That, so I guess we having these conversations on these panels, and we're trying to share each other's grievances, particularly man to women, women to man, right? And it seems like in these conversations that we have with the women, it seems like we never push forward, right? There's never a unification happening, right? It seems like the more we have this conversation with the women, the more divided we become. The less, right? Since I've been in this space for 3 years, women and men are divided more than ever. And men are divided more than ever. And because the reason who really started these conversations, or I would say sparked these conversations, were the women. Because for many years before the manosphere, red pill got popular, all you heard was the women talking about men, right? Their grievances against men. And then now that YouTube has gotten popular, then now you have the red pill, manosphere, and et cetera, et cetera. It seems like the men are putting on the table what they want from their women. And the women are saying, we don't care what you want. You need to care about what we want. And that's where the glue stick is. That's where the glue stick's at. And then some people, some men, because they want the support of the women, are saying, oh, you know what? Yeah, okay, yeah, baby, yeah, we give you, yeah, it's your world. Yeah, it's your world. Your world. And then there's other men who say, hey, women, you guys got bad behaviors. You guys need to reciprocate. You guys need a reciprocity. You guys need to act like you want to be a partner or a lover, whatever, right? And that's where we are, right? So we got all these divisions of expectations, and it seems like we're getting further and further away as men and women than we are closer. And bottom line, the conclusion I come up with is, I don't think women give a fuck about a nigga's happiness. I just don't think they give a fuck. I think women are here for their best interests at heart. Whatever they think they need to hold it down, keep men in check, keep men divided, and off to the races. And a lot of men are, fighting amongst each other because one set of men is saying, hey, well, to the other set of men, well, you need to do this to women. You need to don't leave with your money, de-discipline. Don't take her to the park 55 times before you take her to dinner. Don't this, don't that, don't this, don't that. All these things men are telling other men to do to please these women or to try to get a good woman. But none of the men in none of these spaces are really giving advice to the women on. I mean, there are men in these spaces giving advice to women what men want, but women seem to negate it. They seem to ignore it, and they seem to not want to, come to a unification. So I'll play this video, and this is the women. They're going to kind of confirm with me that these things are very much alive. That women are not really giving a fuck about men's happiness, and it's just a reality.
With men is they want to be understood. And I feel like as women, society has not emphasized the value of actually getting to know a man, actually delving in and giving a shit what he feels, thinks. Society is more so catered to women now. I mean, I guess that's a one up for women in general, but how effective is it when the man feels left behind? He feels that he is somewhat talking to a brick wall when he's talking to women in general. He pretty much knows that he's not going to be.
The same thing they complained about the patriarchy they are beat. So why would it even be? Why would he even want a one up on men?
Accepted for how he feels or what he thinks. He's probably going to be demonized for those thoughts and or feelings. And society and women are not even leaning towards understanding him as a man.
Facts.
How can you be a good woman to a man when you don't give a shit to understand him? And it's like societally, us as women are being taught that we should be catered to. The end. Period. Close the book.
And this is the way women represent themselves in these conversations. These are the way the women represent themselves on these panels and in real life. Because women don't give a fuck. And I'm tired of men making excuses for them saying, well, they never seen a two-parent household. Or they have a single mother. Or they just need more dad in their life. Or they just, the upbringing. And this is where I strongly, 100%, 1,000,000% disagree with this. Because it is natural. Women understand exactly how to please a man if they want to. When they're ready to manipulate the man or the men or whatever it is to get what they want, that form of manipulation is meaning they have knowledge and awareness on how to act to get to the place they need to get to by acting a certain way, meaning they know how to also be a good woman. They know how to be the best wife possible. They know all those things. They know how to cater to men. That is something that doesn't need to be taught. Women naturally understand if they really want a man to please that man and to, be the woman they're supposed to be to him. Women know how to do that because it's natural. It can come natural. But they elect not to do that because they're too selfish, right? The selfishness of self-love overrides the selflessness to love her man and just show appreciation, because everything a woman has to do really to please the man is free, right? Women don't really have to spend money or show that they're providers and stuff like that to men. That is not a requirement, right? Now, all they really have to do is just smile, be agreeable, definitely, keep their weight intact. There's a few things, you want to, if you meet you and you're 145, right, you want to keep that 145, 155. But typically, it doesn't cost a dime. All that's free, right? All those are things are free that women have to do for men. And women aren't even doing that anymore. They don't even want to do that because they could care less. It's all about them. And this is where we at in 2026.
Preach.
And if you really think about that, it's kind of bullshit. Because are you saying that a man is just supposed to give? Emotion.
Yes.
Shut up. Shut up. Emotionally, financially, spiritually, physically, in every way, a man is supposed to sow unto a woman, and a woman takes and takes and takes and takes. That sounds like a parasitic relationship. I'll do that. What happens in any parasitic relationship? The host eventually dies.
Move on to the next one. Girl,
Is that how you feel about Cam?
No, because that's my man.
All right then.
But
Well,
me and other men,
stop talking in generalization.
I'm not talking in generalization.
Let's talk in specifics. Is that how you feel about?
I hope Cam watches this and leave her, because if she can say that and she said fine, move on to the next one, that is exactly how she feels about him. Because if you don't have a dog in the fight, if you aren't doing that for your man, why are you encouraging other women to do that?
Them gal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked. Them gal are wicked, them wicked, them wicked.
Cam.
No, absolutely
All right. Well,
not.
tell me how you feel about Cam as it applies to what I'm saying.
I do all of that for him.
So you do agree
With him, for him, yes.
And
You
for
can't
each
give
man,
that
nobody not saying go out there and do it to a stranger, dumb. But you see, it's their need to be bitter. You see, when a woman default is bitterness, nobody can come with logic to the conversation, because she's like, oh, I'll do that to my man. Okay, and every woman do it to their own man. Nobody is not saying go walk outside and go cater to a stranger.
Every man, because every man don't deserve that the same way. Every woman don't deserve to be treated like a queen.
Okay, so when I am talking in generalizations, I'm saying every good man, not every dumbass. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule.
Exactly.
I'm saying in general. In general, I do believe that most men are good. I also believe that most men are misunderstood. And I also believe that society is teaching women to not give a shit about what men think or feel. And then when they do feel safe enough to open up to women in general, we make them feel like a bitch, a pussy.
You want to know why that is?
And I heard that verbatim. Not that I'm saying that, but I literally heard a man say that verbatim.
I would love to hear her explain why that is. I would love to hear her explain why that is, because come on now. The first girl made solid points. She said her observation.
Women's society, say that. Women universally don't want to hear men. They don't want to acknowledge men because all they care about is their happiness and the way they feel. A woman's enslaved to the way she feels and how her emotions is. So when you're marrying a woman or entering a long-term relationship, you're not entering a long-term relationship or marriage with her personality. You're entering a relationship with her emotions. That's what you're entering a relationship with. That's what would drive her. So that means she would never love you more than she loves herself. And that means you're expendable at any moment.
Men feelings, thoughts, perspective are being pushed on the back burner, and women are encouraged to just take. And she agreed, the other girl agreed, yes, as is, we should just take like a parasite. However, she's claiming she doesn't just take from her man. Y'all see the mental gymnastics that you got going on with them. If it doesn't apply to you, why are you even triggered? Why is your emotions involved? Because a lot of them will come on and talk about, oh well, I have a man, that's not my reality. Okay, but it's somebody else's reality. If it's not your reality, shut up and let us have the conversation. But that within itself shows you that they can't just shut up, even when it doesn't apply to you, even when you're not involved, even when you don't have a dog in the fight. You can't just shut up and let men have the conversation. Confirming the first girl's point, men's perspective, thoughts, opinion, feelings don't matter, because even when you're trying to have a conversation that they don't matter, somebody else is trying to shut you down. Like, you cannot make this up. And that's why I said, don't even argue, don't even debate. What is the point of debating these hooligans? What is the point of debating these women who's going to stand 10 toes down in saying that men are supposed to be used, even though I'm not using my man? She claims she's not using her man, but men are supposed to be used. Like, protect your peace. The Bible says it's best to protect your peace.
Get to the chopper!
The biggest problems with men today is you can't walk away. You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off.
Facts.
You better learn how to walk away and cut a chick off, because if you don't, you're going to be the fool. You're going to be the one that's left a dried up husk, because when she's done what you believe, she'll walk away. But here's the thing. Guys, when you learn to walk away from a woman, you're in a position of power. Ladies, many of you don't walk away. Many of y'all just check out. Y'all ghost. Y'all leave. And I'm going to tell you right now, karma's a bitch on that one. Look at the way a woman ends her relationships. Ask Sheila, hey, what would a successful life look like for a woman like yourself? And let her say it. And for God's sake, imagine if she says, you know, it involves me being a wife, having a family, a life of purpose and meaning. I have a home-based business. I do this. Okay, sounds good. Then you ask her, hey, in your past relationships, or you've interacted with men, how did you leave those situations? If she's the kind of woman who flakes, dips out, ghosts, leaves things, you need to know if you're dealing with a woman who can handle conflict, or if a woman, why is this important? Because a woman who can't handle conflict, they run.
Facts.
Ladies, it is so important how you leave relationships, because you're going to have to start looking at people's relationship resumes. Why is this important? Because.
And I believe truly that the reason women leave is because they care about themselves more than anyone else. Women they think they do what's right for themselves. They always will do right for themselves, not for the family, in regards to once their feelings are compromised. As long as they're getting everything they want and their feelings are up high, they'll be there. But once their feelings are compromised in the way she thinks, she would take the family and leave. This is why the women are leading the divorce category. This is why the women are complaining. And this is why the demands are so high. Because they understand that they're not capable of lasting. That's why they want you to have money and stuff, so they can take it when they leave. They want something out the deal when they get ready to leave. And this is the deal, right? This is how women roll. You know what I mean? This is how women roll.
Because we already have talked about it ad nauseum. It's time to start doing things differently. Ladies, it's time for you to start understanding that, ladies, it's time for you to start understanding that one of the biggest problems with men today
I find it very ironic how women will love to talk about, oh, I want a man who's emotionally intelligent, and they can't control their emotions for nothing at all. They can't communicate for nothing at all. And don't get me wrong, if the relationship is not worth you talking it over, then leave. Like, cut your losses. But you have women leaving solid relationships for the simplest things, solid relationships with men of value, provider, protector, leader, teacher, for the simplest thing, all because of the delusion that they think they have multiple options. Like going back to the first girl, when the original speaker had said a parasite will suck the host dry and the host will die, and she's like, well, so on to the next one. They think they have multiple options. She thinks she can suck a man of value dry and jump to the next one as if her clock isn't ticking, as if time not running out, as if she's not creating those emotional scars and emotional baggages.
Women don't care. They don't give a fuck. See, the thing about men and women, we all want the same thing, but it's just different, right? Men, we want money. We want to be happy. We want a lifestyle. Men, we want the same thing. But the difference is we really, and there are a few guys that do it, but most men, 99.9% of men are not looking to take this from a woman. And women, they want the same thing we want. They want money, lifestyle, they want all this stuff. But the difference is they want to take from a man. In most cases. Now, you all have a lot of independent women out here with careers, right? You do have these women. So let me shout out to these women. Shout out to the career women. But these women are still using their career as leverage to, a lot of these career women are using their careers to hold power in the relationship, not necessarily to make the relationship better, right? They want to have that, they got a plan B, an exit plan. Most women with careers have exit plans. So they're definitely going to challenge you for supremacy. Yeah, for sure, no doubt. Because they know that, okay, as long as I got this career, I got money saved up, I can do this on my own if I have to, right? And even if they're going 50-50 with you, they're still saving a lot of money with you. And they are putting together an exit plan if you guys do not work out. So women are quitters, right? They will leave you for their happiness and not even think about it twice. Not even think about it twice, because women are self-centered, right? They don't like to share. They don't like to share their man. They don't like to share their money. They don't like to share shit, right? And men, we delusional because we think when that says a woman don't like to share, we kind of think that, oh, that means she loves us.
Or angry women who think they're equal to men and want the same equal rights as men until it's time to be a woman.
So you feel like women are not equal to men?
No female and male species in nature are equal. No animal, no beast. So what make and the design of male and female were never to be equal. That's why our muscles, our shoulders are separated from you guys. So that's why we were never designed to be equal.
You feel like that triggers a lot of people when you say that?
Yeah. So if you want to be equal, go play NFL football.
I'm not doing
That's what I'm. Go let Ray Lewis. Let's go try to tackle Stephon Diggs. So that's what I'm saying. So if you really think we're equal, when it's time, when I hit you, let me hit you back, and the police not get involved as if it's mutual combative. If we're really equal, bitch, okay, let me hit you across your head, then like we do. Cause you say if a little girl hit a little boy, hey, don't hit her back. I tell my son, go hit that bitch back. He said, go hit her back. So feminism or angry women.
So yeah, these, I agree with Charleston on that, right? That we're just not going to be equal, psychologically or physically. Men and women will never be equal, but it's how the society works. It's actually a perfect design, right? Because even though the women aren't equal to the men, that automatic garners them protection, right? And it's not, so it's not like the women have to worry about competing with men. They don't have to. So that's to their advantage, right? Because they're the weaker vessel, right? They're more emotionally wired. They are very, I would say, easily influenced. So therefore, men have garnered protection for these type of women, so they can walk in society and live in their truth. That's the way men have done, because they understand that women, they need a level of protection.
He had no business in LA.
So feminism
There is no way to explain how much men really think about women's safety and security. Even strange men will come to the rescue of a woman if a damsel in distress. The whole thing of chivalry was built around women. So men intrinsically cares a lot about a woman's happiness. Men go above and beyond to make sure women are happy. Even when they're dating them, they start out paying. They start out opening doors. They start out pulling out chairs. They start out saying, "You're beautiful. You're lovely. You're this. You're that." They start out picking them up, taking them to the best restaurants or to the best that money has to offer. Some women probably they date so much, they probably haven't paid for a meal in almost a year. They're dating 3 or 4 guys. Some of these women they're going out every day. They got different men paying for all their meals and bills. So men inherently like to take care of women because men care about women's happiness. But women do not reciprocate this. And this is where the men have to be stronger. We got to stop caring about their happiness. We got to. Because it's not, the results are in. The results are in. Women are not giving a fuck about what a nigga feel or think. No matter how much you do for them, you can give them the world. You give Mars, moon, stars, brand new cars. You can give her everything her heart desire. And she would never, ever care about you the way you care about her. And we as men, we're kind of caught up in like a love affair with these women, right? That we just want to give them everything. And yet they give us nothing back in return. I mean, they give us some sex, right? But a lot of women they're not there for their husband psychologically. They don't want to hear, they're not there for the problems. And then if you do lean on women, they're going to tell you, go solve it. Put it together. Figure it out. So, it's just a reality of the truth that if women love to love themselves, then why should we love them more? Why should we love them more than they love themselves? So if they don't want to cater to the men who they're requesting all these resources from, and all time, which is time, et cetera, we have to be aware and understanding that they're not worthy of the long-term commitment that they long for. We got to give them what they want. So I'm into the stream. Thank you for coming. Signing off.